How do I know that in case we decide to select you, you will actually continue with this service? You'll get your experience, then you'll want to move on somewhere else.
Tomorrow you're going to be a collector. Maybe tomorrow you're going to be an SP. But the crux of the matter is the relationship between these two at this fundamental level.
Haryana is a very good state, but there are problems.
Sir.
Three problems of state which affecting the common people of Haryana.
India and China, we have so much of, difference of opinion. But on climate change, we talk, the same thing. What is that?
What chemicals were sought to be phased out or banned in the Montreal Protocol?
I come in, sir.
Please come.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Please sit.
Thank you, sir.
Abhinav,
Sir.
you're from the Delhi Tech University.
Sir.
And after that, you went on to management.
Sir.
What did you do after management, 2018?
Sir, I first worked as a management consultant with Alvarez and Marcel. It's a management consulting company. I was working in the private equity due diligence deals. Sir, after working there for a while, I worked in an investment banking firm, Ambit Capital. I was working in mergers and acquisitions. Sir, after that, I worked as a Naib Tehsildar with the government of Haryana. And sir, now currently I'm a Danix probationer. I'm undergoing training in the Danix service.
You keep changing jobs. Why? You've been through 5 of them by now, I think, if I counted correctly.
Sir.
And all this in the span of post 2018.
Yes, sir.
3 years, 5 jobs.
Yes, sir. Sir, the decision to do investment banking and management consulting was because during my management, I developed interest in these two sectors and I wanted to try out these sectors. So I worked for around 1 year and 6-7 months in each of these sectors. Sir, while working in these sectors, I realized that I should pursue civil services because the work profile or the job profile of civil services promised me many things which would enhance my personal as well as professional competencies in the longer run. So I thought of opting for the civil services. So while I was in my cooling off period, the recruitment for Naib Tehsildar came up and I applied for that and I was selected. And sir, it was also a very enriching experience. Because I could see the administration.
How long did you work as that, on the field?
On the field, sir, around 6-7 months. There was a training for one.
So how do I know that in case we decide to select you, you will actually continue with this service? You'll get your experience, then you'll want to move on somewhere else.
Sir, because from the limited experience I've had as Naib Tehsildar and from the exposure that I've gained currently as a Danix probationer, I believe that the civil services provides me what I am looking for. It will allow me to work across different sectors and that too at different levels, sir, starting from as an SDM from the level of policy execution.
Okay, I have understood that.
Sir.
Okay, the board will interact with you after, sir. Yes.
Abhinav,
sir,
you said that you wanted to have the experience of being a Naib Tehsildar and all that.
Yes, sir.
But there has to be some benchmark in the professional life.
Yes,
having worked in places, 5 places, gaining experience is not necessarily through being in the service. You
Yes,
can
sir.
gain experience and read a lot of materials about the service, about the job profile and all that, even through newspapers, through internet and so many things. You need not be there. So tomorrow, if you want to gain some experience and you'll try to be a sub-inspector, you'll try to be an inspector as well. Will that be so?
So currently, it will not be so. I would not be a sub-inspector or an inspector. But sir, I would like to say that the exposure that the job of Naib
But Naib Tehsildar is of the same corresponding level.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, but it gave...
But no job is bad. No job
Yes,
is
sir.
bad,
Yes, sir.
having gained experience. Okay. Now tell me, you have chosen IAS as your first preference,
Yes, sir.
Indian Police Service as your second,
Sir.
and IFS as third.
Yes, sir.
Having worked there as a Naib Tehsildar for 6-7 months,
Sir.
how much did you know about police? Because they work very closely with the police.
Yes, sir.
And where were you working in Haryana?
Yes, sir. Haryana.
So they have a very close relations between the police and the magistracy. So what kind of exposure you got about and knowledge you got about police?
Sir, firstly, the exposure that I got with police was with respect to an executive magistrates. Sir, there were kalandras which policemen used to bring under section 107, section 151, section 109, 1110, 145, 146, 174, and 176 of CRPC. So, sir, this was the first exposure. Secondly, sir, there was farmer agitation also while I was posted in Tohana Tehsil. So, there also, sir, we work the civil administration, work closely with police in ensuring that law and order is maintained.
But the most fundamental of crime and the conflict in the rural areas is the land dispute.
Yes, sir.
And perhaps that's the mother of all crimes.
Sir.
You have petty quarrels, you have petty conflicts over the land, because the lands are very, very important for anyone.
Sir.
And more so to the farmers.
Sir.
And there the role of the Naib Tehsildar and the police become very, very important.
Yes, sir.
What kind of exposure and what kind of feeling you got? What happens is that if there is a land dispute in a place like Haryana or UP or Bihar, people normally and in most of the cases, they go to the police station.
Yes,
The
sir.
first complaint is lodged to the police station. And the police has absolutely no power in deciding whether this land belongs to Mr. A or Mr. B,
Yes, sir.
unless the police do not have the land records.
Yes, sir.
So they immediately refer it. The first thing that they do is to go for the preventive sections, and then after that they refer it to the Naib Tehsildar or the revenue department.
Yes, sir.
And they take a lot of time in coming to the field and to decide about the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Until such time they come on the spot and give judgment, the conflict remains, the conflict continues.
Sir.
And that is the area where a lot of crimes take place.
Yes, sir.
They go for murder, they go for dacoity, they go for any kind of things. What was your feeling? How did you feel it? That how do we coordinate and how we synergize the whole thing?
Sir.
Tomorrow you're going to be a collector. Maybe tomorrow you're going to be an SP. But the crux of the matter is the relationship between these two at this fundamental level.
Sir. Sir, answering the first question regarding the feelings, I share the feelings that, sir, there was pendency with respect to civil cases and revenue disputes at the level of Naib Tehsildar or Tehsildar, and it was because of this pendency that the affairs used to aggravate, and sometimes there used to be disputes in family, dispute between brothers or dispute between two different families. Secondly, sir, answering the second question, sir, there needs to be a time-bound delivery of services by the revenue department. Sir, the government of Haryana then had undertaken a right to service mechanism under which various revenue services, which includes services such as mutation or partition, they are to be given in a time-bound manner. So when these services are provided, say a partition is done in a time-bound manner in 3 months or 6 months, sir, the possibility of dispute coming out of that would reduce. Secondly, sir, disputes which happen such as encroachment is being done by a brother over his brothers or over someone else's land, they can also be handled effectively if there is faster cognizance and matters are referred quickly by the Patwari through the Kanungo to the Tehsildar or to the SDM. So, sir,
in fact, when you talk about the land dispute, there are two parties, two private individuals.
Sir.
But a lot of encroachment is taking place from the government land.
Yes, sir.
And since there is nobody to represent, who represents government? In the government lands, who represents?
So the deputy commissioner is the custodian of the...
He's the top level. But
yes,
at
sir.
the local level, it's the Naib Tehsildar.
Yes, sir.
So why don't they take actions in order to prevent such things? Anyway,
Sir.
To what extent you have seen the digitization of land records?
Sir, in Haryana, sir, it is around 90% digitization has taken place. And there are certain areas where consolidation is yet to be done.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, Abhinav, you're from Hisar.
Sir.
Tell me about something. Hisar.
Sir, Hisar was built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq, sir, in 1351 AD, and it was known as Hisar-e-Firoza. Sir, subsequently, it has seen Mughal Sultanate architecture and Mughal architecture, sir. Sir, currently, there is a Harappan civilization site, Rakhigadi, which is believed to be the largest unexcavated site of Harappan civilization that has also been discovered. And sir, there is agricultural university in Hisar also, which is one of the largest agricultural universities in Asia. Haryana, Chaudhry Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University.
Okay, you mentioned about Rakhigadi, is an important place. Other than Rakhigadi, what are the other 4 areas of interest for a visitor
Yes,
to
sir.
Haryana?
Sir. Sir, there is Agroha, which is around 30 kilometers from Hisar. It is found that it was the capital of Agar Samrajya, and Maharaja Agar Sen is believed to have ruled over there. So that is one place to visit. Second, sir, CC Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University, that also has various R&Ds on agriculture as well as veterinary sciences. So that is also one of the places to visit. Thirdly, sir, there is the ruins of the fort of Firoz Shah Tughlaq and Gujri Mahal, which was built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq for his wife. They can also be seen. And fourthly, sir, Hansi is a place 17-18 kilometers from Haryana. It has some Buddhist as well as Jaina sites, as well as ruins of the fort of Prithviraj Chauhan that can also be seen.
Okay, Haryana is a very good state, but there are problems.
Sir.
Three problems of state which affecting the common people of Haryana.
Sir. Sir, it can be categorized into firstly social problems. Sir, there are problems with respect to gender discrimination, which earlier were seen in the name of female feticide or skewed representation of women in public places, which is panchayats or jobs or other places. Secondly, sir, there are caste flares up also which take place. That is also a social problem. Sir, economically, the problems are lopsided economic development in the state of Haryana. Majority of the GSDP comes from agriculture and industrial development, as well as services development is restricted to certain areas, which is the NCR areas. Sir, environmentally, there is an issue with respect to groundwater depletion and the salinization of groundwater that has taken place because of excessive use of fertilizers and skewed NPK ratio.
Okay, good. What do you understand by Ramasar sites?
Sir.
And how many sites in Haryana?
So Ramsar sites are sites which were initially decided at the Ramsar Convention to protect the wetlands and to protect the natural wetlands over there. Sir, as far as Haryana is concerned, two sites, as far as I remember, are in Haryana.
Can you name?
Sir, one is Bhindawaz and the other is Sultanpur.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Abhinav,
Sir.
how many SDGs we have total?
Sir, 17 SDGs.
17.
Sir.
And India is, at the rank of 121 in the, list which is given by UN report. So 121st, this is a very, so what we should do actually? Suppose you are advisor to Niti Aayog.
Sir.
What you will do, to improve our position?
So there is currently a plan that has been devised by the government for each of the 17 SDGs with various sub-plans to reduce each of the 17 SDGs. But because, sir, we have not had that much remarkable performance in achieving those SDGs, we need to revamp those plans. So, sir, firstly...
Which SDGs? Because all 17
yes,
are
sir.
related with different aspects.
Yes, sir.
So, what I am saying is to get quick result, you will have to make some plan.
Yes,
so, suppose you are advisor. What you will advise that if we do these 3 or 4, we concentrate on here, we will come in first 50.
Sir. Sir, firstly, I would categorize the SDGs into various categories. Firstly, sir, the 3 SDGs, no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, and quality education, as well as gender equality. I would put them together. And sir, the SDGs 13, 14, 15, which is life on land, life below water, and clean partnership, they I'll put together. They refer to the environment front, and the first 5 SDGs refer to the social capital. So firstly, I would advise to work on the social capital, which is to enhance the skilling as well as the learning outcomes or the performance outcomes. Secondly, would be, sir, to...
Good. Now, the top ranking country, which one is top ranking to you?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
It's Finland.
Sir.
And Nordic countries, they are on top. And then the European countries.
Sir.
To your, suppose you are the planner, what you will learn from them?
Sir.
What is the difference, in their governance, in our governance?
Sir, the social...
Where we are wrong?
Sir, the social security measures provided by the Nordic countries as well as the social capital development that they focus on is much better than our...
Social or environment? People say that environmentally they are very conscious.
Sir,
so which one should be the priority?
Sir, both of them should be the priority. Environment should also be a priority, and social capital development should also be a priority, so that we have sustainable
Okay, so
development.
come to the environment.
Sir,
Tell me few important thing about Environment Protection Act, which
Yes,
is
sir.
called as Umbrella Act in this country.
yes, sir.
And after that, why we have not made any, changes, because it is covering entire thing.
Yes, sir.
What is this Umbrella Act?
Sir, it is an umbrella act, but because it has it is an overarching act containing provisions which take care of land, water, air, and all types of pollution. Sir, for instance, Section 4.1 empowers a DM or an SDM as an environment protection officer, who is empowered to take necessary measures to ensure that there is no groundwater contamination, or there is no environment pollution, or there are no negative impacts of
But
environment.
then why it is happening in Haryana and Punjab? Your Haryana, you rightly said that
Yes,
the soil salinity,
Yes, sir.
groundwater depletion, and not only in Haryana, the same thing is in Punjab. Why it is happening? When district magistrate is having power? So
Sir,
means there is no governance?
Sir, there is governance, but sir, the economic factors have taken primacy over the requirement to take care of the environment, sir, because there has not been much shift from water guzzling crops or from the green revolution crops such as rice and wheat to other crops such as oilseeds or millets. The issues are still lagging on. So, sir, I would say it has more of an economic angle, and yes, we need to also take care of the environment side to ensure that enforcement is taking place.
India and China, we have so much of, difference of opinion. But on climate change, we talk, the same thing. What is that?
Sir, we both,
Whenever we go to COP, I'm seeing, since COP 21 till 27, we may be having so many differences. But on climate change issue, we are one. What are those 2-3 issues?
Sir, first is that there should be reduction, there should be achievement of net zero targets. India has promised to achieve that by 2070, and China is targeting that to be done by 2030. Second is, sir, reducing the emission intensity of GDP. India is targeting to achieve emission intensity of GDP by 45%. And China is also targeting to do that, sir. So, sir, sir, it is a welcome step that not only India, China, but other developed nations are also on a similar footing with respect to reduction in carbon intensity or carbon emissions, or with respect to contribution to the adaptation fund or green climate fund to achieve sustainable development.
Actually, India has taken a very, very important step,
Sir,
in climate change mitigation. And what is that?
Sir,
Not adaptation, mitigation. What is the difference between adaptation and mitigation?
Sir, mitigation refers to strategies which are undertaken to reduce the impact of any climate danger or a climate hazard.
Now tell me the mitigation thing.
Sir, we've to achieve, sir, 500 gigawatt from non-fossil fuel energy. That was one of the punch plans declared by the.
No.
Okay, sir.
It's CDRI.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Abhinav,
Sir.
you have worked in very good international MNCs, huh?
Yes, sir.
Like A.T. Kearney and
Yes, sir.
and areas such as mergers and acquisitions.
Yes, sir.
In those companies, you will get as much salary in 1 month, which you will not get here in 1 year also. So how will you manage?
Sir, money has not been a driving factor for me, and sir, after having worked in these companies, I've gained this confidence that the marginal utility of money reduces after a certain point of time. So my salary would increase, but that would not be able to add to my quality of life any further, or any with much great utility.
So you are applying economics principles to personal life, is it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, tell me, you are also a communication engineer.
Yes, sir.
What waves are coming to us from the sun?
Sir, infrared waves are coming.
Only?
Sir, UV radiations are also coming.
And?
Sir, there are.
Only ultraviolet and infrared. What about in between?
Sir, I'll read about it.
Visible light is coming
Yes, sir.
also from the
Yes,
sun, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the problem with ultraviolet rays? What is the Danger.
So there are multiple dangers. First is that, sir, because of their high intensity, they can harm They can harm humans, the skin, and they can cause certain aberrations with respect to the skin tissues. Secondly, sir, if exposed for a longer period of time with high intensity, they
So, what is the international arrangement which has been made to control this radiation?
Sir, I'll read about it.
No, sorry. What is ozone layer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is ozone layer?
Sir, ozone layer is a layer which is found in the upper troposphere as well as lower stratosphere, and it reflects the long-range ultraviolet radiations which come from the sun. Now, sir, there has been depletion of ozone layer due to polar stratospheric clouds, which are formed because of volatile organic compounds as well as carbon monoxides. And sir, a Montreal Protocol was unanimously entered into 1987 to ensure that the damage to the ozone layer is minimized.
But which are the areas where it has been really damaged? Which are the areas?
Sir, South Pole, over the South Pole.
And what will be the ill effect of that?
Sir, the intensity of ultraviolet radiations would increase. That would lead to melting of the melting of the ice cover over the southern pole, and that would increase the sea level, and that will also have an impact on the biodiversity in the southern pole.
What chemicals were sought to be phased out or banned in the Montreal Protocol?
Sir, it was volatile organic compounds, VOCs, as well.
Broad categorization?
Sir,
name?
chlorofluorocarbons.
Okay. Then what happened? There was further developments on this slide?
Yes, sir. Sir, there was Vienna Convention, sir, which was entered subsequently. And sir, there was a development last year, which I am not able to recall.
Kigali Amendment.
Kigali, yes, sir.
What was done in Kigali?
Sir, it was agreed that developed nations as well as developing nations would agree to reduction in the emission of volatile organic compounds as well as chlorofluorocarbons.
Chlorofluorocarbons तो उसी में हो गया था, वो तो Montreal में हो गया था. What was added on in Kigali? Read about it.
Sir,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You have a very interesting hobby known as you're analyzing the performance of Bollywood films.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you analyze the performance of Pathan. Just tell me, it has been in the headlines last 2-3 days.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen this?
No, sir.
Have you analyzed the performance?
Sir, I've looked at the box
बताइए,
office.
tell me.
Sir, my criteria to analyze the performance is to look at the box office collection, sir.
हाँ.
So, sir, currently from the 2 days data that has come up, though it is not very substantiated, it is expected that it has crossed the 100 crores collections in just 2 days. And so this was one part of the analysis, sir. The other part of analysis, sir, with respect to story, with respect to the songs of the movie, or with respect to action of the movie. So for that, I'm yet to see the movie.
Okay.
Thank you. Just please wait outside. We'll just call you back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.